Have you ever wondered if it's safe to drink coffee during pregnancy? This is a question that lingers in the minds of many expecting mothers, and today we're here to explore it in depth. This video is your comprehensive guide to understanding the relationship between coffee and pregnancy, a topic that's been subject to much debate and research. We'll be examining the potential effects of caffeine on both the mother-to-be and the baby, and we'll delve into the question that's probably on your mind right now: how much coffee is safe to consume during pregnancy? Rest assured, by the end of this video, you'll have a clear understanding of this hot topic. So whether you're a fan of the good old cup of joe, or you're just curious, this video is for you. So grab a warm beverage, sit back and relax. Stay tuned as we delve into the world of coffee and pregnancy. Before we discuss the effects of coffee during pregnancy, let's understand how caffeine works in our bodies. Caffeine, the stimulant we all know and love, has a fascinating way of interacting with our central nervous system. It's like a knight in shining armor when we're feeling drowsy or fatigued. It jumps into action, temporarily pushing back the feelings of tiredness and replacing them with alertness. Now, where does this magical substance go once we've enjoyed our morning cup of joe? It's absorbed into our bodies through the stomach and small intestine, becoming a part of us. From there, it's distributed throughout the body, reaching every nook and cranny, helping us feel more awake and ready to tackle the day. But caffeine doesn't just affect us, it also has an impact on those tiny lives growing inside expecting mothers. So, now that we know how caffeine works, let's look at how it affects an expecting mother and her baby. Now, let's explore how coffee, and more specifically caffeine, affects pregnancy. You may be wondering, why all the fuss about caffeine during pregnancy? Well, the reason lies in the way caffeine travels within the body. When you drink coffee, the caffeine it contains doesn't just stay in your system. It crosses the placenta, making its way into the amniotic fluid and into your baby's bloodstream. This is where things can get a bit complicated. The unborn child's metabolism is still developing and is not fully equipped to handle caffeine as efficiently as an adult's body. This means the caffeine can linger in the baby's system longer, potentially causing unwanted effects. One of the potential risks associated with high caffeine intake during pregnancy is miscarriage. A number of studies have suggested a correlation between a high consumption of caffeine and an increased risk of miscarriage. Though it's important to note, correlation doesn't always imply causation, and individual circumstances can vary greatly. Another risk factor to consider is preterm labor. Caffeine can stimulate the muscles in the uterus, which could potentially lead to premature contractions. Though again, the studies aren't definitive and many factors can contribute to preterm labor. High caffeine intake has also been linked to low birth weight. Babies born with a lower than average weight may face a host of health problems, from difficulties with feeding to more serious long-term health issues. Lastly, there's the concern of developmental delays. Some research suggests that excessive caffeine consumption may be linked to developmental delays in children, though more research is needed to fully understand this potential risk. While these potential risks may sound concerning, it doesn't mean you have to cut out coffee entirely. Let's discuss the safe amount of coffee to drink during pregnancy. So, how much coffee can an expecting mother safely drink? That's a question that's been swirling in the minds of many for years. To answer it, we need to look at the guidelines set by health organizations worldwide. The general consensus among these health organizations is that pregnant women should limit their caffeine intake to less than 200 milligrams per day. Now, to put that into perspective, that's roughly equivalent to one 12-ounce cup of coffee. Yes, just one cup. But remember, that's a guideline, not a hard and fast rule. But wait, there's more to this story. Coffee isn't the sole source of caffeine in our diets. Caffeine is also found in other foods and beverages like chocolate, tea, and some soft drinks. Even certain medications contain caffeine. So, remember to consider your total daily caffeine intake, not just the coffee you drink. Now you might be wondering why this limit is set at 200 milligrams. Well, research suggests that higher levels of caffeine can lead to pregnancy complications, which is something we all want to avoid. But don't worry, sticking to this limit doesn't mean you'll be deprived of your beloved coffee. Let's make it clear, it's not about completely abstaining from coffee. It's about moderation and awareness. It's about understanding what you're consuming, how much of it, and its potential effects on your pregnancy. So, if you're a coffee lover and you're expecting, don't fret. You can still enjoy your morning cup of joe, just maybe not as many as you're used to. And if you're unsure about how to calculate your caffeine intake or how to make adjustments to your diet, don't hesitate to seek advice from a healthcare professional. They can provide personalized advice based on your individual needs. In conclusion, moderation and awareness are key when it comes to consuming coffee during pregnancy. Remember, a little bit of what you fancy does you good, just as long as you keep it in check. So it's not about completely eliminating coffee, but about moderation and awareness. To wrap up, let's summarize what we've learned about coffee and pregnancy. We dove into the complexities of how caffeine works, delving into its stimulating effects and how it interacts with our bodies. We then explored its potential impacts on pregnancy, shedding light on some of the research and studies in this area. We also discussed the safe amount of coffee to drink during pregnancy, underlining the importance of moderation and awareness. It's crucial to remember that while coffee can be a comforting part of your daily routine, it's essential to balance its consumption during this special time. The key takeaway is the importance of maintaining a balanced approach. However, it's also vital to bear in mind that everyone's body responds differently to caffeine. There's no one-size-fits-all approach here. Thus, it's always best to consult with your healthcare provider about what's best for you and your baby. Remember, everyone's body responds differently to caffeine, so it's always best to consult with your healthcare provider about what's best for you and your baby.